Okay, we have a huge fungus gnat problem. Let me see if I can show you on film. When I come up here, I'm going to move this. You see? They are everywhere. It's like creepy. Look at them all. So I was getting ready to start seed planting with the kids at school, and I cannot do that with an infestation of fungus gnats. So we're gonna get rid of them, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So to get rid of the fungus gnats, I have to get rid of the larvae underneath the soil, as well as the adults above the soil. So first thing we're gonna do is worry about the larvae underneath. So I'm going to use a solution of hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to put 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide to 4 cups of water and water all the plants. Watering with the hydrogen peroxide will instantly kill any of the larvae that it comes into contact with. Gonna put 1, 2, 3. Now today, every single plant in this place is getting that water solution on it when I water. Step 2 is to trap the adults. So I'm going to use a combination of making traps that they'll stick to out of yellow paper and some vinegar traps. So this is a very low-tech process. I'm simply going to cut this paper into strips, apply Vaseline to the paper so that the little critters stick to it. You can also buy some sticky glue stuff made just for this, but I didn't have any, and this is what I have on hand. And it's been in the cupboard for a million years, and because it never gets used for anything really. So I thought, I'll use what I have. Do the other side, I'm just gonna put on here to not make the table messy. I mean, the table's gonna get a little messy because I'm kind of a messy person, but it'll be less messy, and it'll get the Vaseline on the other side of the paper that I've got this stuck to. Okay, I'll just show you how I do one of them. So now both sides are Vaselined. My fingers are a giant mess. So the next thing I'm going to do is staple the paper onto popsicle sticks. I'm out of school. We got popsicle sticks. We got staplers. You can use whatever you have. So I want it to be sticking out of the soil. Now I will be placing my paper around the edges of my tub. Okay, I'm gonna make a paper to go around every planter we have in here. Okay, so I decided to put less of the yellow papers than I had originally planned on. I don't want the foliage of my plants touching the petroleum jelly. It's not good for them. So next thing we're gonna do is make a vinegar solution to trap them. All right, for this, I'm gonna use shallow saucers. Put them down around where the flies have been landing and put a little bit of vinegar in here and a drop of Dawn dishwashing soap. This is one of my shallower dishes. I'm actually just gonna place this one right on the floor. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of the vinegar in it. I like to use a little shallow dish instead of like a tub so that I don't have to use as much. And then that dish soap, it doesn't take a lot. The dish soap breaks the surface tension on the water, and then the fly doesn't stay on top of the water. They actually drowned in it. Okay, so that's my setup. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates of vinegar, and I've got 5 of the yellow papers with petroleum jelly on them. I've got several of the fly strips around. Alright, so the plates have been setting for about a day and a half. There are still some flying little creatures. I've got a spider here, and I'm so glad he's gonna live here as long as he wants. But when I shake, there's not as many. There's still some. I'm trying to get rid of all the adults. I don't know if you can see them flying, but there is quite a few. Now, this paper stuff with the Vaseline didn't work so well. I don't think I put it on thick enough. It does get a few. It doesn't work anything at all like the sticky tape. The sticky tape works way better. But each of these are collecting a few as well. That one down there is doing pretty good. Peas were very healthy, and they're just not looking fantastic. And so I'm wondering if their roots are getting nibbled. Now, all of the new ones coming up are looking okay so far. So I just don't know. Like this one, I'm not sure why it's, it's not. And this one, they're not looking fantastic. So, but the new ones, I mean, they're just not looking, they were looking great, and the ones I have at home look fantastic, but not these all so much. So it's been a couple weeks since I started to battle the fungus gnats, and the results have been really, really a dramatic decrease in the amount of fungus gnats. Let me go show you. So I just put this hanging sticky fly trap thing right here just now, but I haven't noticed any flying. If you can see, the traps, that is how crazy. They're just absolutely loaded with flies. Now in here I do have to water more because they're in containers, and so the giant tomato, I just came in and watered it. It's looking so droopy and sad. I have to water it every other day because it's a giant plant in a relatively small container. So there are a few fungus gnats still flying around in here. I've got 5 sticky traps around here, but I'm running down to grab a stake for this little fella. I just noticed this morning that it got too top heavy. Poor guy. But there's still a few, but hardly any compared to what there were. I mean, it used to be I would put my hand through here and there would be literal swarms. Now this area still does have the most. There's probably 6, 8 flying around right there. So I'm really happy with the results so far. There are hardly any fungus gnats flying around right now, and I'm going to keep using the sticky fly traps. I have been using a peroxide water solution And I'm going to switch from that to these mosquito dunks. So the mosquito dunks are just these like donut shaped things that contain BTI. So it's completely fine for organic gardening. It contains a bacteria that will kill the larva when they ingest it, but it doesn't hurt anything else. It doesn't hurt your plant, it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't hurt dogs, cats. It hurts the larva. So if you can find something like mosquito bits or mosquito dunks, something that kill off mosquito larvae, they will also kill off fungus gnat larvae. So there are different kinds of BT species, and not all of them will kill off fungus gnats, so you got to watch for that. So I'm gonna dissolve a piece of one of these donuts in water and then water all the plants, and I'm gonna start doing this with the sticky fly traps. Anyways, if you're having a fungus gnat problem, the sticky traps have been the best thing for killing off the adults. And then I'm not sure what's going on underground. I do know there are less adults, and so hopefully the larva has been killed off with the peroxide as well. And I know these are going to work for the larva, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And hopefully in the next week or two, I won't have any more fungus gnats at all. I did take some small onion starts that I didn't think had any fungus gnats to my house, and I have found a couple of the gnats in my house. So I just yesterday put up a sticky fly trap and have caught one. I only saw like 2 of them, but that means where there's 2, you know there's gonna be more. Can you see right there? I think he's come to taunt me. Don't you? That's exactly what he's done. He's come to taunt me. Anyway, I am going to take one of these little fellas. I'm going to break half of it and pop it into the water. So I'm just going to let it float around in there, and then later this evening I'll come back. It should have dissolved by then a bit, and I can then water the plants. Hopefully on my next indoor garden tour, I can update you that there has been even less fungus gnats. But that's all I have for now. So until next time, see ya.